What up, guys? It's your boy BZ. Yo, Tim Hortons. Yo, Tim Hortons. Why you put so much cream in my shit? Why you do that to me? It tastes like milk. What up, guys? Hey, it's your boy, Big Capital B. And today, the video y'all been waiting for. Even though I'm not in the set. Oh shit, my game's looking good on camera. Anyway, I've been in the gym all the time getting these gains. Shout out to Discord Customs for getting these gains, not me. Today, the video is simple. Y'all begged me for this video. If I had the time and the motivation to add a whole bunch of screen caps of DMs, pop, right here of people DMing me. Bruh, how do I make a unique brand name? Bruh. I don't reply to those. I just say, hey man, like I got a video from last year about it, blah, blah, blah. Today's the same thing. I'm going to give you, I don't know if it's different information from the last video because I didn't watch the last video. I made it, I posted it, and I forgot about it. Today's video is how to make a unique brand name, and it's literally just off the tip of the top of the tip. And this is how we're going to do it. A brand name, right? It's not about what you're saying as much as it is about what this shit looks like. For example, Exercise Warehouse. That's their brand, bro. That's what it's called. We're never gonna remember that. Like, we will never remember Exercise Warehouse because the name of this business is so utilitarian. It is very utilitarian. For example, I can almost, without a shadow of a doubt, guarantee you that Exercise Warehouse has no online presence, no social media savvy onlineness, and no content creation. Period. You want to know why their name is Exercise Warehouse? It's a utility. They don't care about creativity. They don't care about creating something that is scalable. They don't want to compete with these other people I'm going to mention, because these other people I'm going to mention have a unique name. Their sole intent for this generic name, other than a lack of creativity, is because there are old people who will look things up in the yellow books. They will say, I want exercise equipment because my cardiovascular doctor, cardiologist, I don't know what the word is, says I need to increase my blood flow. I need me a treadmill that I'm going to use 3 times and forget about. Then I'm going straight back to eating grits and gravy. So they pull out the yellow book and they start looking. Exercise, because that's what their doctor said, get exercise. So they go, okay, I need exercise. So then instead of using Google, this is how they Googled back in the day. So they flip through the yellow book, and then you hit a whole mess of exercise this, Exercise Warehouse. Warehouses give cheap prices, and I'm in the business. I'm in the market for some exercising. So they go to the Exercise Warehouse because the word warehouse would indicate that you're getting it not from the store. You're getting it from where the store gets it. But this looks like a store to me. This is a strip mall, bro. That ain't a warehouse. So that's why their name is Exercise Warehouse. Another example, if you are selling, let's say the people at Easter Market that sell Detroit t-shirts, but their shirts aren't fly like mine, their shirts aren't creative, and they're selling shirts that say Detroit, that's it. They want the Canadians that come across the bridge to get it, in Detroit, we have a lot of Chinese tourists. Don't ask me why they come to Detroit. Maybe it's all the abandoned buildings. To them, it's like the craziest shit. But the Chinese tourists love the shirts that just say Detroit. They don't know about Van Dyke and Jefferson and all these streets that you gotta be from the area to identify with. They want that glittery shirt, that glitter vinyl press shirt that says Detroit. So if you were that kind of business, instead of being like I don't know, I feel like if I make a name up off the top of my head for a generic Detroit clothing brand, it's gonna be too similar to the ones that do exist. So I'm gonna try it anyway. So if like Grimy City Clothing or 313 versus Everybody Clothing, for example, like if you had those names, you would be better off naming your business Detroit T-shirt, because you have no brand identity. You are just selling shirts that are kind of souvenirs for people outside of the city and people from like China and Canada, whatever. Because people that live in the city, like let's say people that live in like in the hood, right? They could go to the gas station and get that Detroit Puff embroidered hat. Like they sell them at the gas station $10. You could get a pack of tees that say Detroit for like $15. Get like 5 shirts that are black shirts that say Detroit. You could get that at every bodega in the city. That ain't nothing. But tourists aren't going to, like the Shane Park liquor store. Tourists are going to Eastern Market in downtown. So if you were in that scenario, you could name your shit Detroit T-shirt Warehouse, and it might make you more business than being like 313 versus the world, bruh. And if that's your brand name, I'm sorry, bros. I'm sorry, dudes. You probably won't see this anyway. So let's get back on track. Okay, with that being said, when you're creating a brand, your brand name is literally gonna make it hard as fuck for you to get customers. It's gonna make it hard. Your searchability will be nothing. When I made Epyon Royal and I picked that as the brand name, ain't nobody was looking for Epyon or Royal in the same little cluster together, compounded on Google. If I name my brand Sweet Orange Clothing, there's people typing in sweet oranges. So my brand will pop up, but they're not looking for clothing. Do you get what I'm saying? Hopefully this resonates with you guys. So when you make a brand name, unless you're serving a utility, like you are the biggest t-shirt seller in Texas and you want to print so many shirts with tumbleweeds and fucking cactuses and cowboy hats and what are those trees, those silly trees that don't got no leaves? I don't know. If you guys know what trees I'm talking about, they're always in the desert. They're not Johnny trees. I don't know what the hell they're called, right? Unless you're doing something like that, your brand name is not going to lend itself to the searchability of your company in most cases. So you could go wild. You could name your brand whatever. But for me, if you're building a brand, I've been around since 2009. This is my only job since 2009. Every year grows and grows and grows. So for me, what I've been doing this whole time is building organically, starting from the local zone and then using the online to reach people all over the world. I've sent shirts everywhere. And Epyon Royal is like a name that it's not really out there. Like nobody else has that name. I made it up. I did. Sorry, I did that. And I knew like that was gonna make it hard, but where you make it easier is you build that brand identity. You build that brand DNA. You align yourself with lifestyles and activities and other brands and things that speak to your brand. For example, like I've been a skateboarder since like literally I could walk. I've been into BMX forever. I've been into hip hop, rock, music, live music specifically forever. I used to play shows, book shows, like literally for almost 15 years I was playing and booking shows. So for my brand, it wasn't necessarily a direct thing where I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make this a skate brand. It was just, I was skating, I had the clothes on me in my trunk at the car, and I was at the skate park. So there's people here, I want them to buy my clothes, so that's who I sold it to. When I went to shows, like say hardcore shows, I wasn't a hardcore brand. I wasn't printing skulls and moons and like fucking daggers and puke fuck all over my shit like these lame ass local metal brands. I wasn't doing that. I was like literally printing the shit. I thought it was fly. My cardinal and diamond, my like extra stuff. Like I always had backpacks and different things I thought were dope. Premium products. I was bringing like $50 cardigans to hardcore shows. The hardcore bands came and sell their shirt for $10. I'm selling $50 cardigans at these shows, and they are in no way aesthetically tailored to that audience. Just like the skateboarding stuff, my stuff has never been directly tailored to skateboarders. But you have other brands that start and they're like, this is a skate brand. So what they do is they go, Pizza skate supply. Pizza skate supply. Because we eat pizza and we supply the skaters. Skate supply. You know how many brands got the word skate supply at the end? Or supply co? Or products or whatever. Like everyone that says I'm making shit for skaters. You can make a brand for skaters and it doesn't say skateboarding, it doesn't say skaters, skate club, it doesn't say nothing about skating in the brand name. You could do that. You could be creative now. Long story long, when you come up with a brand name, unless you are serving a utility, don't put the word of said utility market in your brand name. Don't put skating in there. Don't put exercise in there. Fuck that. You got to build a brand that is going to last the test of time. So you have these companies like say FedEx, short for Federal Express. I bet you any money, only on their like corporation document does it say Federal Express. Nothing they do says Federal Express. It's FedEx. Those aren't words, and they mush them together, so it's one word. And when you do that, you create something that looks visually interesting. FedEx. It's interesting because when people read it, it doesn't register as a word to them. And then when you come in with your cool logo, you can create things that aren't words, that look amazing with good graphic design, that is impactful for people well beyond what the actual word is, or like your brand's mission statement. It's all about visuals. You can tack the meaning on in your company's about me. Like for example, like if your brand is called Flameville because you got the fire, you can explain that in the bio. You could say Flameville Urban Clothing because it's lit. You can say that in the bio. You don't have to write urban clothing in your brand name. Does that make sense to you guys? I'm trying to get to you. Come up with something that sounds dope. Like literally branding, if you do the footwork after you come up with the brand name, like your brand name could literally be the 100 emoji. You know, the 100 with a couple of lines? Like that could be your brand name. Like, it doesn't have to be an expose. It doesn't have to be 3 paragraphs. Y'all could come up with something. For example, Epyon Royal. Epyon means when you grew up, you had to work for everything. You grew up poor. You didn't have nothing handed to you. You had to work for every single thing. People looked at you. They looked down on you for where you came from. Royal, you had everything handed to you. You never had to work. People always looked up to you from where you came from. Together, it's an oxymoron. Meaning, even though you didn't grow up in the best area, you didn't grow up with money, you didn't grow up with things handed to you, you can still work as hard as you can to acquire that position that the other person was born into. You can work as hard as you can and be like the king of the streets. You can work and put yourself into a better position later in life through your hard work. So that's what Epyon Royal means. It's an oxymoron for that reason. That's what I did. I grew up poor as fuck and I worked hard every single day. It's 9 years later, and look, I'm in a car. This car doesn't break down. This car is relatively new. I have a brand new trailer, not a mobile home. A trailer as in a cargo trailer with my logos on it that I attached to this like newish car, and I could go places. I could literally do whatever I want. I'm not filthy rich by any stretch of the imagination, but I put myself in a much higher position than I was when I started the brand, and much higher position than I would have been said I stayed at like Red Lobster, had another day job. I have the freedom, which is the most important thing. So for me, I've reached that level of the opposite of Epyon, but I'm still getting to where I gotta go. I'm not done. And life is an adventure. It never ends until it ends. So you can't set these low standards, hit them, and be like, yep. Anyway, guys, I want you to come up with creative brand names. You can literally take like the first half of one word and the second half of a different word and put that shit together. Like, if you love tigers, and you could put like the first tig with the back end of like toxicity, tigicity. You could like, don't do that, but you could like your brand could be like, and you could create up words. Like, you don't have to use real words. You can make up words. If you think like the word annex is cool, you could just use that. It doesn't even have to mean that. Like, you could literally give it meaning after the fact. Come up with a brand name that is sweet, straight to the point, but make sure it looks good in graphic design form. Don't get sold on like glittery diamond skateboard co, and then you gotta make a logo about that, and that's gonna look like shit unless you did like glittery GDSC, like that's your brand name, GDSC, and like on none of your branding it said glittery diamond, but you knew GDSC meant glittery diamond, and you could create a dope ass logo with 4 letters, like my ERSS logo. Most people don't even know what the hell ERSS means. I've been selling ERSS shirts for like 7 years, and I've probably been selling them for the whole time I've been running the brand. Most people don't even know what that means. They still buy the shirt. So, and just so you know, ERSS means Epyon Royal Street Soldier, which is the name that I give to people that are out here grinding for the brand, holding the brand down, wearing the brand, purchasing the brand, spreading the brand. And when them haters start talking down, they're spraying at the haters in the name of the brand, because they support what's going on so much, they ain't gonna let you talk down about it. That's it, guys. That's all I can tell you. You could chop up words, mix words. Please don't use a utility unless that's your brand. If your brand is to be the cheapest beanie company and people could get blank beanies, because that's the thing. You could source beanies that are blank, don't brand them at all, and you could be the Beanie Co. And it could be plain. You don't even need Epyon Royal. Yo, what's good? Double-sided, what's up? You don't even need tags on it. But that's a whole different thing, man. I'm giving y'all business ideas. I'm starting the Beanie Co. Not you. Now let me try this coffee again. Still tastes like milk. Tim Hortons, cut the check. Giving y'all too much shine in my videos. It's almost 20 minutes. This video is probably going to forcefully end when it hits 20. So it's your boy Beezy. Hopefully I helped you. Thank you for listening to my rant. This is how to create a brand name. If you didn't get what I was saying the first time, watch this video 5 times until you get it. It's your boy BZ. Subscribe, like the video, go buy something from my website, epyonroyal.com. It's your boy BZ. I'm out. Peace. 20 minutes. Yeah.